That will be the exam, the sheet?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Abdel Mohsen, do you remember what is ecosystem?
A page what?
No, it's another page
I-
we studied before. The ecosystem, what does it mean?
My
You can't
my
remember.
computer is glitching.
Is what?
It's glitching too much. I think it's going to turn off. Too much glitching.
Okay, so I close this one. What is? Do you remember what is ecosystem?
Yes.
What is ecosystem?
An ecosystem where all the living things and non-living things are living in a place, in one place.
You are close to the right answer, thanks. Now we have some vocabulary here, some new words for this lesson: pollution, conservation, endangered species. Let's click each one to know what is the meaning of each one. Pollution,
Pollution. Waste products that damage an ecosystem.
Taha, do you have pollution in your city?
What?
Do you have pollution in your city?
Yeah.
Like what? Smoke, like what?
Yeah, smoke and
Any kind of pollution.
Pollution. Waste products
What
that
is it?
damage an ecosystem.
Oh, and coal.
You know, some rubbish, it's called pollution.
I don't know what is a rubbish.
Okay. So now this is called pollution. This is the meaning of pollution. Let's see what is conservation.
Okay.
Conservation. The preserving and protecting of a resource, often by using less of it.
The preserving and protecting of a resource, often by using less of it. The last one.
Endangered species. Organisms whose whole population is at risk of dying out.
Okay, that's great.
Did you know that the average person in the United States throws away about 4.5 pounds of garbage each day? That adds up to a lot of garbage. It's just one of the ways that humans impact their environment. In this lesson, you will learn how we change our environment, how we use natural resources, and how we can work to protect the environment.
Amjad, can we recycle our wastes?
Yes,
How can we recycle it?
we take the bottle and then we put it in the trash can. It's the life cycle trash can.
Yeah, you know, there is a huge factories for wastes in the United States and Europe.
I see one, I
Okay.
think, in Saudi Arabia.
That the average person in the United States throws away about 4.5 pounds of garbage each day? That adds up to a lot of garbage. It's just one of the ways that humans impact their environment. In this lesson, you will learn how we change our environment, how we use natural resources, and how we can work to protect the environment.
Yusuf, you are fighting with your keyboard? Okay, focus please.
A natural resource is a material that we collect from the environment to make the things we use every day, such as cars, furniture, clothes, and energy. We use different types of natural resources to meet our needs. Click the images to learn more about some important natural resources.
The first one, types of natural resources.
All living things need water. Humans need fresh water to drink, cook food, and grow crops. We also use water to wash things, and we can even use moving water to generate electricity. We use water in so many ways that it is easy to forget how important water is for us and for so many other living things.
Muhammad? Muhammad?
Yeah.
What is the importance of water in your life? And what thing do you use water? You drink water, you use it in washing. Like what?
Also,
Do you drink water?
what?
Do you drink water?
Yeah, of course.
Why? Why do you drink water?
Because
You need it for life.
yeah.
Okay. Suleiman, in what thing you use water?
Yes, mister.
Can you tell me what is the importance of water in our life?
What is the importance that we drink water or what? Can you read the answer again? The question, yeah.
Yeah, you understand me. You understand me. What is
Yeah,
the
but I
importance of
didn't
water?
hear you good.
In what thing do you use water in your life?
Why do I use water
Yeah.
in my life?
Yeah.
Because we need it for our body.
Yeah, for washing, for drinking. We can use it
Yeah.
for cleaning, for clean our home, right?
Yeah.
Okay, soil from natural resources.
Soil is a natural resource that people use to grow crops. As plants grow, they use nutrients in soil. Soil even has tiny organisms living in it that help plants grow. When we plant seeds for crops like corn or wheat, nutrients in the soil help the seedlings to grow into adult plants. We can harvest the adult plants for food.
The next one is very, very important. The fresh air.
Fresh air is a natural resource that you use every time you breathe. Air contains the gas oxygen, which is used to keep your body working normally. Many other living things also need fresh air to live.
Mu'taz,
Okay.
Yes,
how can we get oxygen
we get oxygen from plants.
from plants? Yes, Amjad.
Yes. We take oxygen from plant and plant take carbon dioxide.
Perfect. Thanks. Then plants.
Plants, like this corn, are a natural resource. What things have you eaten today that came from a plant? You've probably eaten many things that come from plants because all cereals, breads, vegetables, and fruits come from plants. We also use plants for wood and for making paper.
Okay. So if you look at your pencil case, you may find a pencil. You know the pencil, we take it from wood, from the timber of plants. Rocks.
And we put the what?
Ink.
The what?
The ink. Yeah, the ink.
The ink. So
And
ink.
we put it
So
inside
do
and
you
we
think
cover it up with wood.
from where we get ink, Sliman?
From octopus?
Maybe from octopus, right? And you know we can use oil and mining to get
Oil.
some kinds of inks, and even from insects.
From
Some kinds of insects. Right. Now let's listen to rocks.
Rocks and minerals are natural resources that we collect directly from Earth. Sometimes we must dig into the ground to find useful rocks and minerals, as you see being done in this mine. Rocks, such as iron ore and coal, can be processed and made into steel. We need steel to make large buildings and machinery.
Okay. Then fossil fuels.
Fossil fuels, such as oil and coal, are natural resources that we collect and use for their energy. Oil can be processed to make gasoline, which we use in machines and cars as fuel. Coal can be burned to generate electricity. Both oil and
Yes,
coal
Mr.
must be
Mahmoud.
removed from the environment.
Yusuf,
Oil is removed using oil pumps, and coal is collected from earth in coal mines.
Yusuf, why do we use fuels in our life?
Like to cook or burn something.
Or to what?
Mister,
Fuel like
Mister.
Yes, wait a
like
minute.
for
Wait a
cars
minute.
to move.
For
Okay.
cars, for
For
factories,
cars, yes.
you know, even for
For factories.
planes and rockets.
When we
Yes.
cook stuff, we use gas to cook stuff.
Use what?
We use gas when we grill
Yeah,
to
gas.
light up the grill,
So
and coal.
okay. Yusuf, do you have anything to add?
Ask?
Do you have anything to add? Like the usage of fuels in our life?
No thanks.
Okay, thanks. So all of that of types of natural resources like water, soil, fresh air, plants, rocks, fossil fuels.
All of the foods we eat and the products we use come in some way from natural resources. Click play to see an example of how this happens. We use natural resources such as soil and water to grow plants. To grow a large number of plants as a crop, such as wheat or corn, soil must be prepared for seeds. This means that land has to be cleared to use the soil to grow crops. To grow crops in some areas, we need to pump large amounts of water, another natural resource, to where the plants are growing. To harvest the crops, we use large tractors that need fossil fuels to run. Now you can see that to plant, grow, and harvest crops, we need to use natural resources, including soil, water, and fossil fuels. After crops are harvested, more natural resources are used to process the crops into food. For example, in order to make bread, wheat is processed and mixed with water and other ingredients to make dough. Then the dough is baked in an oven that uses natural resources to make heat. As you have seen, the process of growing plants and making them into food uses a lot of natural resources. For you to eat a slice of bread, we need to use soil, water, and fossil fuel resources.
So Abdullah? Abdullah? Ahmed?
Yes, Mr.
Ahmed, what do you need to eat this bread?
What I need?
Yeah. You like the steps of
I
this? Yeah, the first one is soil. To do what? Agriculture. Ahmed, can you hear me?
Yes, I hear you.
Yeah, the first one is the soil. Listen again.
As you have seen, the process of growing plants and making them into food uses a lot of natural resources. For you to eat a slice of bread, we need to use soil, water, and fossil fuel resources.
So what are the natural resources to do this slice of bread?
Soil, water, and
Yeah.
fossil fuel resources.
Perfect. Thanks.
You have seen some examples of natural resources. Click the images that show a natural resource.
Okay, which of the following are natural resources? Electronics, river, trees, open mine. The first one, Ahmed Sultan. Ahmed Sultan. Ahmed, now we are talking about natural resources, like something from the nature. Do you think that electronics from natural resources? Say yes or no. Ahmed, just say yes or no.
Okay.
Electronics from natural resources or no, or not? Electronics. It's like you think that electronics is like plants or
Yes.
no, or it's different from plants?
No, I think.
Okay, so electronics is not from the natural resources, so cancel electronics. Thanks, Ahmed. Talal,
Mister, I
which
didn't understand this
okay,
part.
okay, Talal, we are talking about natural resources. Something from the nature, like plants, trees, water, sun energy, all of that is called natural resources. So choose from those picture anyone and say it's from natural resources, like
Trees.
electronics, river. Yeah, trees. Let's check it.
Great! Trees are another natural resource.
Thanks. Ammar, Abdullah,
Yes.
what else from natural resources?
What else from natural resources?
Electronics, river, open mind.
Electronics.
Electronics from natural resources?
Yeah, I think.
Not quite. Natural resources can be found in nature. Try again.
Okay, so electronics is not from natural resources.
Okay.
Saad, what do you think about river?
It's a natural resource.
Yes, water is a natural resource.
Talal, what do you think about open mind?
What?
Open mind.
Open mind?
Mine, like mining and to get some minerals underground.
I know.
It's natural resources or not?
It's
Okay.
Correct. Some natural resources are collected this way. Things that can be found in the environment, such as water, rocks, minerals, and plants, are all examples of natural resources. When we collect and use natural resources, we risk hurting the environment. Our activities can cause pollution or the introduction of harmful products into the air or water or onto the land. When we collect natural resources like rocks and minerals, and when we collect and use resources like fossil fuels, we change the environment. Click the different parts of the image to see how we affect the environment by collecting and using natural resources. Most cars use fossil fuels, such as gasoline, to get from place to place. However, burning gasoline puts pollution into the air we breathe.
Ahmed,
Yes,
what will
Yes,
happen
mister?
when you burn gasoline
it will blow up.
and cause pollution, right?
Yeah, then the firefighters have to come. It's gonna be a disaster.
Raise up your voice, Ahmed.
It's gonna be a disaster, I said.
Yeah. So how can we reduce this pollution?
How do I reduce?
Yeah,
Probably not blow up the car.
yeah.
And
And instead we can use bicycles.
yeah, instead of using cars, you can use like bicycles, a plastic car maybe too.
Plastic cars. Maybe it's
Yeah, maybe.
okay. In
Like
the
a little
future, you'll
kid
be
driving
in the
in
future
a
you'll be a
plastic car.
scientist and you'll design one.
I don't think so, but
Maybe.
maybe.
Okay. Let's see this one.
Electricity is generated from burning fossil fuels. Using fossil fuels can pollute the air. That's why it's important to turn off lights and appliances when you're not using them. Turning them off helps reduce the amount of fossil fuels we need to burn to generate electricity. When we cover the ground with asphalt,
Mister, can I tell you something?
normally these areas would be
Yes, Ahmed?
I'm not even using lights. I'm using the sunlight
Why?
because I have window and I don't need light.
Okay.
covered with soil and plants. By removing soil and plants and putting down asphalt, we make it difficult for the ground to absorb water when it rains. Areas where the ground is covered by asphalt can flood more easily. Lawns and gardens are another example of how we change our environment. Some of the plants we put in gardens can harm other naturally growing plants in the wild. We also use chemicals such as fertilizers and pesticides on lawns and gardens. These chemicals can get into the ground and water, polluting the environment. Moving plants and animals out of their habitats and introducing them in new areas can seriously affect the environment. Sometimes we introduce a new species of plant or animal on purpose, as when we plant flowers in a garden. Sometimes we introduce new species by accident. In either case, the introduced plant or animal can be an invasive part of the new environment. Click the images to see examples of invasive species.
Yusuf,
Yes.
do you remember what is the meaning of habitat?
Yes.
Try to remember it, yeah. It's like a home of an animal, right?
Yeah.
So listen to the first picture.
The tall purple flowers in this image are purple loosestrife. People who planted these flowers in their gardens thought that the flowers were a beautiful addition. Unfortunately, purple loosestrife is an invasive plant that spreads quickly and takes away space from native plants. In wetland areas where native species like cattails grow, purple loosestrife spreads very quickly. This makes it difficult for cattails and other organisms that depend on cattails to survive. The insect in this image is a glassy-winged sharpshooter, and it is an invasive insect. These insects were accidentally brought to California on plants that came from Asia. In the western United States, the insect is harmful because it carries a disease that damages plants. Some crops, such as grapes, have been severely damaged by the disease. This plant is leafy spurge. It was brought to the United States by accident in flower seed mixes. It is a small invasive plant that grows more quickly than native plants. Because it grows and spreads quickly, leafy spurge takes up space where native species usually grow. When this happens, we can say the invasive plant crowds out the native species of plants. The shells stuck to this boat's steering wheel are zebra mussels. They came to the United States on ships that visited other parts of the world. The zebra mussel competes with native species of clams for food and space. When zebra mussels attach themselves to hard surfaces like rocks, this takes away space that a native clam species could use. Zebra mussels also eat the same food as small fish do, so the mussels take away food from native fish species. This is a photo of a giant African snail. These snails were brought to the United States as pets in classrooms. Unfortunately, some were released into the wild. They have a huge appetite and can cause a lot of damage to plants. These plants are Eurasian milfoil. This aquatic plant was brought to the United States many years ago for people to put in fish aquariums. When people dumped out their fish tanks, the Eurasian milfoil got into freshwater environments such as ponds and lakes. Eurasian milfoil is invasive because it crowds out native species of aquatic plants. You know that humans change the environment in different ways. Now drag each description of how humans impact the environment to the image it matches.
Now, who could help me in this one? How do humans impact the environment? Land pollution, air pollution, changing soil areas, invasive species. The first one for Satam. Satam, pay attention, please. The first one, land pollution. First picture, second picture, third, or number 4. Open your microphone, Satam. Okay. Faisal? Land pollution. What do you think?
Yes, teacher. What?
Land pollution. The first picture, second picture,
Teacher.
third
Land
picture,
pollution.
or number 4?
Teacher, someone is talking.
Okay. Can you answer this one first? Land pollution?
The last one?
The last one, right. So Tom, why are you late?
1 minute.
Okay.
Teacher, do you know why
Faisal,
I'm all black?
you said why?
Because there is light behind me.
Light?
It's not that good. Yeah, because a window.
Okay. So you said land pollution is the last one?
Yeah.
It's not the last one. So the last one is air pollution.
Okay.
Okay. Abdullah? Land pollution. Oh, let's choose changing soil areas.
What? Teacher.
Changing soil areas. This one. Changing soil areas.
Teacher. I don't understand, but I have a question.
Okay, now we talk about how do humans impact the environment. Impact like do something bad for the environment, like pollution. Okay.
Yeah.
So we said the first one, air pollution, is like the car and it's smoke. Now, what are changing soil areas? What do you think? Picture 1, 2, 3. What do you think? Changing soil areas.
2. Number 2.
Number 2. It's not number 2. Changing soil areas.
Number 3. Number 3.
Number 3.
No, I mean number. Yes, number 3. This one.
Number 1. Okay. What is land pollution? Land pollution.
Land pollution is number 2. Number 2.
2.
One in the middle.
Right. And invasive species. Number 3.
Great work! Humans can change the environment by polluting land and air, introducing invasive species, and changing soil areas. Humans can help protect the environment. Conservation is a way to help the environment by protecting natural resources and protecting organisms in the environments where they live. Conservation helps keep the environment healthy for humans and all other living things. Click the images to learn more about conservation. We can buy products such as paper, plastic, and soaps in biodegradable forms. If a product is biodegradable, it means that the materials in that product can be broken down and taken up more easily by the environment. Things that are biodegradable do not pollute the environment as much as other products do. Using biodegradable products is one form of conservation. We can build a compost pile. Compost is a mix of organic waste that makes good fertilizer for soil. We can put things like uneaten fruits and vegetables, eggshells, coffee grounds, and dead leaves in a compost pile. Over time, the waste turns into a soil-like material that can be used in the garden. Compost helps the environment because we reuse garbage, and it helps keep the soil healthy. We can recycle metal, bottles, and paper products. Recycling helps the environment because it reduces how much garbage we make. And when we use recycled materials to make new products, we don't have to take so many natural resources from the environment.
Mu'taz,
Yes.
what are the materials in your house you can recycle it?
Paper.
Papers?
Paper
Okay, what else?
and pencils.
Okay, thanks. Nader, the same question. What are the materials in your house you can recycle it?
I can like water bottles.
Okay,
Like water bottles.
okay. Can you use like bottles to do a new thing?
Sometimes.
Sometimes, right. It depends on the design. If you have like a new design in your mind. Jamel? This one is Jamel or another one?
We can protect endangered species in their natural environments. An endangered species is any organism, plant, or animal whose entire population is very low. This means there may only be a few individuals of that species left in the world. To protect these species, we can make laws that make it illegal to kill them or remove them from the wild. But it is also important that we protect where endangered species live and the resources they need to survive.
Ahmed?
Yeah.
Ahmed, how can we protect endangered species? Let's listen to this again.
Like how?
We can protect endangered species in their natural environments. An endangered species is any organism, plant, or animal whose entire population is very low. This means there may only be a few individuals of that species left in the world. To protect these species, we can make laws that make it illegal to kill them or remove them from the wild. But it is also important that we protect where endangered species live and the resources they need to survive.
So by this way, we can protect endangered species to put laws. And what else? We can protect where endangered species live and the resources they need to survive.
In the United States, we save special areas by making them into national parks. You might have heard of famous national parks like Yellowstone or Yosemite. Click play to learn more about national parks. Almost everything in a national park is protected, even the rocks and soil. These parks are made to keep the environment as natural as possible and keep human impact low. Most trees, shrubs, soil, rocks, and animals are kept in their natural state in national parks.
Okay, boys, now I'd like you to listen to this video again. And after the midterm exams, we're gonna follow this lesson to write some answers. You know, from tomorrow we're gonna start our final revision. So be prepared for that. Try to study your sheet, study by writing. By this way, it will be easy for us to understand more. Thank you all for listening and see you tomorrow. Goodbye.
Bye.
I'm sorry.